Right here, coming to another video review. Today I'll be taking a look at the 1 to 1/44 scale high-grade build fighters Gundam Exia Dark Matter from Gundam Build Fighters. I almost said Mobile Suit Gundam Build Fighters, but no, that doesn't have the mobile suit in the title. But that said, here's its size to a soda can. Basically what you would expect. As far as colors are concerned, it's very unique. A lot of a very dark gray, almost black, a medium darker gray, some purple, and then a lot of this clear orange, and then a maroon. And yes, it is maroon. For some reason it is coming off as blood red on camera, which personally I think looks a little bit better, but no, in person it is maroon, not, crimson. And of course there are all the stickers all over it. As far as posability is concerned, it's pretty good, but it's a Gundam model. That's not really surprising. There are... Oops. There is a ball joint in the head itself, and a ball joint in the body, so the head can move back and forth, as well as up and down, side to side, and swivel. Where there would normally be those little fins, those are just single molded parts, they're not moving. The arms can move back and forth and up and down. A joint in the body, even rotate a little bit. Shoulder armor can move just a bit, but it's very tight. Arms can go all the way around, but again it's very tight, and then the joint in the body isn't as tight. There is a swivel just below the shoulder. Oh, right, and the shoulder can move, or the arm can move out that far at the shoulder itself. The arm can bend that far at one joint in the elbow. Ball joint in the wrist, side to side, back and forth, swivel. A swivel hinge in the waist, side to side, swivel, and then side to side a little bit. Front skirts are one piece, so just straight up and down. There's a weird ball joint system in the crotch, so the legs can sort of move like that, and it's very annoying to pose him like that. But anyway, the legs can move forward that far, back that far, out to the side just that far because it's a ball joint. Swivel just below the hip. Bend that far at one joint in the knee, and then bend that far at a second joint in the knee. The ankle armor can move up and down, and there is a swivel hinge in the shin, or ankle, allows the foot to move back and forth and swivel a little bit. Ball joint in the foot, so side to side, swivel, and back and forth. So, pretty good range of posability there. Not all of it as useful as you would like, but it's there. Now, as far as accessories are concerned, he has quite a few, but I guess we'll just start off with what I think is arguably his most famous accessory, or second most famous. Just get him out of the way. And we have the Dark Matter Booster, which is the same color scheme as him, a dark gray, almost black, maroon, and then a few stickers just sort of thrown around. As you can see, it's just a very simple little thing. It basically acts as the GN drive, and I believe it also acts as the cockpit for this one. I'm not entirely certain on that. There's actually a little face on there, which is kind of neat. Pretty simple. It does have quite a bit of posability, though. There is a hinge here in the head, and then a hinge here on this part of the neck, so you can get the head to go all the way down like that, or all the way up like that. Each of these little feet can swivel in, can, sort of bank in and out, or go all the way in like that. Then there is a swivel here, and then a ball joint here, and a ball joint here. So side to side, wiggle, swivel, ball joint here, So all that stuff. All of these little fins are on ball joints, so they can swivel in and out, all that good stuff. This big blade is on a hinge, so it just moves in and out. And there's this joint that can pop out here, which is actually to connect it to other kits besides this one, if that's what you want to do. Now to actually attach it to him, you have to get it into its sort of storage mode. So the first thing you want to do is fold the head down. And I like to make sure that these bits are like that. Bring this all down so that it's pointing up like that. Just get these boosters opened, or these wing sections opened. You can see there's actually some detail in the boosters in there, which is nice. I try and make sure that they're as symmetrical as possible. Then swing these blades in so that they meet in the middle. And then you just have these two posts here that go into these two ports on the back. Just like that. And there he is with the dark matter booster equipped. Does make him just a tad back heavy, but it's easy to adjust for. Now, the dark matter booster actually comes with a secondary set of accessories because these lower red parts can actually be removed. I said they can be removed, so come on, don't make a liar out of me. They can be removed, but it's not the easiest thing in the world. And then this is just a view of what the thing on its own looks like. Now to get into the sword configuration, you want the blade all the way forward like this. There's a little handle in here with a notch you can get your finger on. Pull that out. And then drop it. No, that is not a toy, kitty cat. And once you get it, picked up, you need to get the hand like this. Slide the handle into his hand. And just sort of rest it against his arm and hope that it stays in place. And there he is, equipping that blade. Pretty neat weapon, honestly. There's everything back on him. It's a bit finicky to do, but there it is. For the next accessory, we have a spare hand that's just splayed open for different poses. Switching that out is rather easy. Just pop the existing hand out, pop this one in, and there you go. Following that, we have his two swords. The ice sword and the fire sword. And I quite like these. Basically, this takes the blades from the GN swords of the Exia and just puts them in these hilts. This is from the first sword, and this is from the one that came with the Exia Repair 2. Getting him to equip these is extremely easy. Just take the hilt and drop it into his hand. I say extremely easy, and then it gets stuck. Oh, wait, no. The ice sword goes into his left hand. Excuse me just a moment. I'm just a total butterfingers today. But there he is, equipping both swords. Very nice. He also comes with a separate set of hands specifically for the swords. This angled set, he comes with two of them, a right and a left. And basically they're for some of the more dynamic pointing poses. So just to take that sword out of his hand, pop this hand off, pop the new hand on. As you can see, it's at a much sharper angle down than the other hand. And then just slide the sword back in, and now he can actually aim the sword forward like he's, just sort of pointing. And you can do that with both swords. Of course, the weapons can be stored on him. To do that, there are these caps on his hips. You just need to pop these off. You're not going to need them anymore once you do that. So just get them out of the way. And do the other one, if I can reach it. And he comes with these, oh, here it is, 2 cylindrical pieces, which on the Exia Repair 2 were for storing beam sabers, but for this they're going to be for storing these big swords. And so you just pop these onto the hip, like that. And that. And the swords have open spaces in here that will go over those cylinders. Like this. And this. Oh, hands and arms in the way. And there he is with the swords stored at his side. Pretty neat look, I think. Of course, the more stuff you put on him, the heavier he gets. And then lastly, we have his little GN blaster thing. Just simple pieces of plastic. Getting it equipped is fairly easy. Just take, I'm not sure if you're supposed to take this piece off, but it comes off so easily that you might as well. And just put this into his hand and put this tab into the slot on his forearm. See if I can do this on camera. Hey, look at that. And then just put this piece back on. Come on. There he is with that weapon equipped. And that's basically all it does. And just a little gun. Looks fairly neat. But he does come with one translucent pink beam that can go into that space there. So he can have it act as a sort of beam, sword, gun thing. It's cool. Lots of swords on this guy. Come on, out! So, overall, there he is with all of his weapons equipped, and there are quite a few, as I'm sure you can see. Not all of them staying on as well as others. I hope you could see. There he is with all of the weapons equipped. Looks pretty cool. Bit finicky in places because not all of the pieces fit just right. I think there's a little bit of mold degradation going on, but that could just be a problem with the kit in general. But it's still a pretty neat kit. Well, that pretty much wraps this up. So this has been my review of the 1 to 1/44 scale high-grade Build Fighters Gundam Exia Dark Matter from Gundam Build Fighters. So until next time, bye-bye.